One of the men who gives the free-form improvisation of Phish its signature spontaneity, bassist Mike Gordon is a persistent note-taker, a record keeper, a list maker. He has hundreds of digital lists that have brought order to random bits of inspiration and ideas stretching back more than 25 years, the first transcribed from bound notebooks he used to keep. Gordon's return to South Florida this weekend for the Sunshine Music Festival prompted a memory from the list of his favorite Phish performances of all time, the band's three-day New Year's Eve festival that welcomed the new millennium in the Florida Everglades. The sold-out concert drew more than 75,000 people to Big Cypress Seminole Indian Reservation for 5 performances by the band, capped by a 7-hour set that roamed past daybreak on January 1, 2000. It is a concert that those who were there and many who weren't place in a special category, Gordon among them. It's definitely a landmark moment in our lives, that weekend, for a few reasons. But especially the midnight set that went on for all those hours and brought in the new millennium with sunbeams reflecting across the grand piano into my eyes, Gordon says by phone from his home in frigid Vermont. It was the biggest crowd we ever had, and it felt good. The jamming felt good. There was just something particularly special about it, the whole thing. Beginning at noon Sunday, January 14, at Misner Park Amphitheater in Boca Raton, the Sunshine Music Festival includes festival founders the Tedeschi Trucks Band, Meadski Martin and Wood, featuring Fort Lauderdale ex-John Meadski, Galactic, Hot Tuna, Foundation of Funk, Meadski, Eric Krasno and the Meters Sigabo Modeliste and George Porter Jr., an up-and-coming Houston soul band The Suffers. With his touring group guitarist Scott Murowski, keyboardist Robert Walter, drummer John Morgan Kamak and percussionist Craig Myers, Gordon will perform a set with heavy representation from his latest album, OGOGO. Released in September on 80 Records, OGOGO finds Gordon's idiosyncratic indie rock wrapped in thick layers, both warm and chilly, of mellotron, synthesizers and programming, producing oral hooks that veer tantalizingly close to the lush, multi-track sounds heard on pop radio. Gordon admits that the music his daughter listens to on the way to school in the morning may have had an influence, but he is not the only indie music performer dabbling with the potential of pop, joining recent releases by Beck, the Black Keys' Dan Auerbach and Portugal. The Man OGOGO was co-produced by Sean Everett, who has won a Grammy for his engineering work on Alabama Shake's Sound and Color and also has worked with Weezer and John Legend. One new song, Let's Go, a bouncy call to action that rides a martial chant, is being considered for use by a couple of sports teams, Gordon says. I really like what happens in a song when there's one sentiment, or a hook, that's able to float freely, repeat a lot through the different sections of the song. Even like in the song Yesterday or Let It Be, when those phrases are spoken, sung, hundreds of times.